Hey, what's going up, Bull Runner? Thank you for being here. You are a genius. All right, so today we're going to have another amazing video for you, XRP Army, and much more stuff. Craziness, lots of stuff going down about the SEC. We're going to kick this off with a short video with SEC information. Gensler will be testifying in front of Congress tomorrow. At least he's scheduled to be testifying tomorrow. So we're going to go into that information. We got a lot of really cool articles. I wanted to start off today right here on the XRP charts. Now, a couple of things. This could happen in a day. This could happen in a week or two. But right now, this indicator that did come out, and again, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this information is financial advice. Do not buy or sell anything because we talk about it on this channel right here. We just barely broke below it, but we are still sustaining above that 14 exponential moving average. So one to kick off the charts, we'll do a deeper dive here at the end of this video. And at the very end of this video, we're also going to show you how you can join us here at the Bull Runners Club. We're going to jump into the bookmarks today. What do we have in 417? And the very first thing we have here is this video that this one just came in at the latest thing we're going to cover, but information about Gary Gensler to testify at House of Representatives hearing. Also, Gary Gensler promoted the crap out of algo, and that was when it was at 2 cents. Now it's only worth 20 cents, but now he's saying that it's illegal. So we got a lot of really great stuff to cover here today. And then, of course, kicking it off, day 11. If you guys have not, if you're new to this right here, we're tracking this every single day. Thanks to Hodl Monkey over on Twitter, day 11 of Annalisa Torres not making her decision. So as you can see, her hair continues to grow, and he just keeps on adding more and more stuff to the meme. Absolutely hilarious. All right, so let's go ahead and get to this video and find out what is going on right now.
I mean, what is going on at the SEC? Nothing seems to get done. Scandal after scandal, they're piling up. Individual investors are more frustrated. They're losing money. And everyone feels like they're getting the short end of the stick.
Well, Charles, it's good to be with you. And I will say that we're doing a lot of rule writing and a lot of enforcement actions. So there's a lot happening at the SEC. I would argue it's not what we need to be doing to support the economic growth in this country.
It's just, and then it feels like everything is after the fact, right? I mean, you can't catch anyone. There's things that are lingering out there. But let me just go with a couple things first, so I don't lose track here. First, let's go with this crypto situation, because you do push back occasionally, which people love to see. And you have some misgivings about the SEC looking to change or expand the definition of exchange. You wrote about this in a statement titled "Rendering Innovation Kaput." So what is your beef right now with the plans that your boss has for crypto?
Well, first of all, Chair Gensler is not my boss, so I have to put that out there first. But I would say that my big concern is that we're not setting clear rules of the road by which people can operate. We're not willing to use the authority we have to adjust those rules so that they work well in the crypto space. And that results in not only an inability of people to move forward who are trying to build new things, but it also makes our job as enforcers harder. Now, our enforcement team works very hard and they do an excellent job, but we need to give them also clear rules that they can then go out and enforce, and not have them do the policy making through enforcement actions. Yeah, I mean, with all due respect, it feels like they do a great job with the small fry. I want to bring up another speech, remarks that you have for Reg Tech 2023. Again, great title, Escaping the Data Swamp. Now, part of there, toward the bottom, you mentioned Commissioner Aguilar admonition to, quote, choose our speaking engagements wisely. And I found that to be intriguing, because some people are saying that you and other members find ways to take money from the likes of Citadel, maybe through speaking engagements and things like that. Is there any truth to that at all? Well, I can assure you that I am not, and my fellow commissioners are not able to take outside money. So I can assure you that that's not permitted, and we don't do it. I certainly, speaking for myself, don't do it. Okay, and
a big part of this happened because, again, you were seen as someone within the SEC who was on the side of the people. Then you angered a lot of folks when you voted against hedge fund transparency. So again, what was that all about? Sure. Well,
look, I think it's really important for us to remember that hedge funds are the entities that are designed to come and go. If they succeed, they succeed. If they fail, they fail. What we're trying to do now, what the commission has proposed to do is vastly expand the type of information that's collected from hedge funds. question I ask is, what do we plan to do with that information? Is the plan to bail hedge funds out when they're failing? I don't want to be part of that. And so I think we need to be very judicious about what we ask for, because if we start asking for more, people are going to come asking the government for bailouts.
All right. So in that video clip, obviously more than just the fact that Gensler is testifying, talking about hedge funds and the way that they're going about the business. They can do whatever they want. They're too big to fail, this, that, and the other. So it was great to see someone standing up against the SEC, and basically they get to pick winners and losers, and it's an awful situation. So speaking of picking winners and losers, we also have here Mr. Gary Gensler. Gary Gensler in this video right here is only 21 seconds long, basically advertising for Algorand.
Governance is tough. You could create Uber or Lyft on top of a blockchain technology today. Well, maybe in 5 years you could. It would have the performance. Sylvia McCally's Algorand, who's a Turing Award winner at MIT that I work with. Sylvia's got a great technology that has performance. You could create Uber on top of it. The question is then who would update the software?
All right, so there he is shilling for Algorand. And then I love CTO Larson, what he says here. This guy, Gary, said Uber can run on Algorand, so I mortgaged the house and bought the top of Algorand at $2. Then I held it down 90% to 20 cents. Now I want my money back from this promoter of unregistered securities, SEC. He's like yelling, SEC, help me, right? Because the SEC is coming in and they're trying to now say that Algorand is a security, which is horrifying, right? And then he says, right, or did I miss something? Because now, as we know, Gensler is going after everybody. And then he says down here, so there is no misunderstanding. I think it's great that the U.S. SEC chair, Mr. Gary Gensler, talks enthusiastically about the opportunities with blockchain technology and its protocol implications. Making that illegal would be, in my opinion, rather dumb. And for those of you that are not aware, I'm going to connect the dots here. Corrupt regulator Gary Gensler and the SEC filed a lawsuit against Bittrex Exchange and named multiple digital assets, including Algorand, as securities. Gary was promoting Algorand in the past. See why a Ripple victory is crucial. The entire market needs Ripple to win. Goldman Gary is going after everything. We have to unite and fight this tyrant. And in the actual deal here, it says, and though many of the tradable crypto assets on Bittrex platform have characteristics that allegedly resemble securities, the lawsuit specifically names 6 tokens as examples on Bittrex that include OMG Network, OMG, Dash, DASH, Algorand, Algo, Monolith, TKN, Naga, NGC, and Real Estate Protocol, IHT. These are the ones that Gary Gensler is now calling out as securities, when just a couple of years ago or months ago, whenever this video was made, he was promoting Algorand as able to build Uber on top of it. So as you can imagine, let's say you're at a talk at MIT where he was a professor, right? And he's giving this talk and it says, let's see here. He's turning award winner at MIT, worth with Salvio's got a great technology. Oh, he's talking about the actual quote there. So yeah, he says it's awesome. Algorand, you could build all these, different things on top of it. And he's at MIT, people listening to him. He has a lot of authority. So someone goes out and buys a bunch of algo. Well, now his words from that speech, someone bought that and now they're in trouble. And Bittrex obviously is in extreme trouble because Algorand is now a security. They're getting sued by the SEC. And then here we have a quote tweet from John Deaton about this tweet here from John Reed Stark. Newsflash, an SEC crypto exchange crackdown has began. And the SEC is apparently taking no prisoners. 4 recent SEC events indicate that crypto exchanges, platforms, etc., will have to stop doing business in the U.S., at least in their current form. So he's got Coinbase, Bittrex, Beaxy in here. And then we also have John Deaton, who quote tweeted this. He said, in Ripple, the judge said the SEC lacks faithful allegiance to the law. In Library, the judge shamed the SEC over the lack of clarity. In Grayscale, the court said the SEC's arguments made no sense. In Voyager, the judge blasted the SEC's ethics and behavior. The SEC will lose. So, XRP Army, I'm covering all this. I know you know, a lot of this is about XRP and Ripple, right? That's what we wanted to hear about. But this is SEC overreach, SEC overstepping. I had to go ahead and bring this information to you guys today. And that brings me to the next tweet from John Deaton, and then also quote tweeted by Stuart Alderati. So here's what we got. There's been such a diverse reaction to the news that Ripple's liquidity hub will not include XRP that I believe a Twitter Spaces is warranted, Moon Lambo IO, and I will host, but all opinions are welcome. Would love for someone, even with better knowledge of liquidity hub, to join. And that was quote tweeted by Stuart Alderati, which is the chief legal officer over at Ripple. He says, I can't join the Spaces today, but I wanted to clarify some questions on our newest product, Liquidity Hub. One, Liquidity Hub is an enterprise institutional product, not retail. In the US, there is little liquidity for XRP. We're keen to support XRP in Liquidity Hub when we can provide a good customer experience. Two, our product team has been very clear. Liquidity Hub was built to access all kinds of crypto liquidity, not just XRP. Our target Liquidity Hub customers today, mainly institutions in the US, want access to a variety of tokens like Bitcoin, Ethereum, stablecoins. We're here to serve customer demands. Number three, he says, also, I previously stated in our blog post, XRP does not have regulatory clarity in the US, which is, of course, important to enterprise customers. Number four, for those comparing on-demand liquidity and Liquidity Hub, on-demand liquidity has 4 years used and will continue to use XRP. Our sales of XRP reported every quarter are all to the on-demand liquidity customers for use in the product, which is thriving globally. Another fire thread coming through from Lord Vendetta at Lord VXRP, 1 of 6. This Joel Katz tweet doesn't talk about XRP escrow because Ripple doesn't own the escrow, even though they have been releasing $1 billion a month since 2006. The XRP escrow is controlled by the trusted validators and not Ripple. Now, as we've been talking about extensively, is Ripple, the company, is selling XRP off. Now, one of the things that I learned here in this next tweet, check this out. Ripple manages the escrow. Validators can decide to burn it, sell it, or give it away through a democratic vote, but Ripple can't decide anything about it. But managing the escrow is, why? Because they sell XRP in over-the-counter for on-demand liquidity props. So this was, okay, so the other day we were talking extensively because a lot of the FUD that was coming out about XRP selling and dumping on the holders, they're not necessarily dumping on the holders because they're selling it over the counter, meaning they're not selling it on the open market. So when XRP releases any of these coins into escrow that they are going to sell, they'll sell them over the counter, typically to a major institution, corporation, as we saw, and it doesn't really get into, it does create a circulating supply issue, but it doesn't necessarily affect the price as far as it would if you dumped it on the market, because the market, open market supply and demand, well, these people, if all of a sudden 1 million new tokens of XRP was available and they were immediately sold at the actual market price, it would not affect the market. Those people would just absorb those supplied tokens. So 3 of 6, they know who to sell it to. This is not the job of the trusted validators. Trusted validators prevent Ripple from doing what it wants. 80 billion XRP tokens were allocated to Ripple to ensure stable supply of XRP. The company locked 55 billion in an escrow account. Number 4 of 6. That's why the validators are important here. 55 billion are not held by Ripple or controlled by Ripple. Ripple co-founders and the core team received the remaining 20 billion XRP. 5 of 6. David talks about the XRP held in Ripple in their own wallet, which is far from the escrow. He is right. I don't know why people think Joel Katz is negative. He tells the truth, and the truth hurts because 90% don't understand. That's why people jump and call his answer crap. Because remember, we talked about that answer in full detail. He went through a lot of answers. Actually, he answered 10 questions about 10 facts about XRP that most people weren't aware of. And then right here, Ripple does only hold 5 billion XRP. Maybe they should hold less. And that's what he's talking about here. So total XRP held by Ripple is 5 billion, 500 million. Total XRP distributed out $48 billion. And then total XRP held in escrow right now, $45 billion. Also, this was interesting. ChatGPT can predict stock moves from article headlines, Bloomberg reports. Now, this is, in my personal opinion, for sure going to happen. However, it's interesting because if the markets catch on to this strategy, then they'll just change the strategy, which that's what they do. And the reason I say this, there is a system out there already that does this. Lunar Crush will tell you which coins are trending. Okay, so this is Lunar Crush. I actually use this, and it's pretty cool in my opinion. But what it does is it gives you different rankings based on different scenarios. There's a galaxy score, and then there's an alt rank. So right now, the alt rank for Render token is #1. And in the last 24 hours, it's up 10%. The last 7 days, it's up 33%. So it's interesting, right? The price correlation over the last 7 days with its rank, there is a thing about that. So take a look at this. The alt rank, I just sorted it by alt rank and going the opposite direction. These are the crap tokens at the very, very bottom, right? And then there's zero everything there. If I click alt rank again while we're talking here, alt rank is #1 right now. So right now the alt rank is #1. The #1 token is Render. #2 is Decentraland. Again, just because I'm talking about this does not mean you should buy or sell these tokens. These are just what's hot right now. We also have Bella Protocol, Fetch, DYDX, Cody, Avalanche, Loopring, Dogecoin, Internet Protocol. Those are the top 10 by alt rank right now. Now, the next thing I do is I can actually sort by galaxy score here. This is the worst galaxy score, and this is the best galaxy score. Right now, this one has a galaxy score of 61, and it is up in the last 7 days, 5%. This one is Arbitrum, ARB. Obviously, we know that one's been crushing. It's all over the news lately. But as you can see right here, the alt rank isn't that high, right? So the best scoring rank, in my opinion, over here on Lunar Crush is based on the alt rank, but you want to catch it before the alt rank pops. As we can see, some altcoins are having some really, really nice pumps lately. Are we going to get a true altcoin season this year? That would be really exciting for sure. So over here, this gives you an idea of what you can sort by: social mentions, social engagement, social dominance, all of these different things, right? And social, meaning was it shared in the news, right? So here's some news volume options. Let's take a look at news volume. All right, so here is the top news volume search. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, Shiba Inu is up in there with news volume. Solana, Dogecoin, XRP, Cardano. So whether these articles, it tells you the volume of news, right? Articles written about the coin, but whether it's positive or negative news, it does not dictate here, but artificial intelligence would do that. So ChatGPT could know in the future, and not just ChatGPT, but AI in general will be able to tell you, oh, hey, you know, there's been 15 very positive articles written about XRP this week. It's probably going to have some really good information, right? Because buy the hype, sell the news, meaning hype, things are about to start happening. Lots of news articles are coming out. And then see that whole terminology of buy the hype, sell the news, or buy the rumor, sell the news. The rumors are news as well, right? What sell the news means like when the rumor turns into a real thing. All right. And then so yesterday we covered this big thread about how XRP and the Universal Monetary Unit. If you did not watch that, I'll link to that. I'll link that video at the end. It's worth the watch for sure. This gentleman here replies, Mr. Huber, sorry, what exactly is the use case of correspondent banks in the digital age? They literally have none, in my opinion. So I would argue that Ripple, XRPL, or many other technologies can absolutely replace correspondent banks. And Lord Vendetta replies with this information here. No, Ripple or XRP or XRPL are not here to replace the correspondent banks. Ripple is not a bank. Maybe one day it will be. I have no opinion on that at the moment, but Ripple sells software designed to integrate legacy financial systems with Ripple. Ripple's most widely used product is Xcurrent, software that allows Ripple to work with the bank's existing infrastructure to settle payments quickly. In this case, they still have to use correspondent banks, but instead of simply using Swift, Ripple's software sends the message so that correspondent banks will keep existing, and Ripple or XRP or XRPL will never replace the correspondent banks. This is not the purpose and mission of Ripple and doesn't make sense. But Ripple will give another access to financial institutions to pay faster and save money without going through the correspondent banks, which is XRP. So Ripple is not a threat. On the contrary, it is a boost for all banking systems. Like Temenos T24, now Transact, is the world's most widely used digital core banking solution across retail, corporate, treasury, wealth, and payments, with over 1,000 banks in 150 countries using its cloud-native agnostic technology to create unparalleled customer value. By fully integrating Ripple blockchain technology into Temenos T24, by using BlueZelle Altitude Gateway, a new standard for bank-to-bank settlements can be created. There is a growing demand for faster settlement procedures, preferably in real time, and the Ripple protocol provides financial institutions with the technology to realize its potential. Directly or indirectly, Ripple is there for the global banking system. So again, guys, this is not your meme coin. This is not Shiba Inu here, guys. This is not playing a game. It's not creating. This is the world banking system. Ripple, XRP, big boy banking stuff here. So if you are involved in this, it's probably smart. So, you know, to the contrary is this. All right. So maybe you are anti-New World Order. Maybe you're a conspiracy theorist and you're like, oh, this is, which I understand because we want our freedom and stuff, right? But let's say that this happens no matter what. Would it be smart to hold XRP? Let me know down in the comment section. Is it smart to hold XRP if this does end up happening? I mean, it's a no-brainer. So obvious, yes. So let's go take a look at the charts. All right, guys, the new candle has started for the day, and we do have, obviously, the short signal here. Let me pull up my indicator. I want to see what we're doing as far as, it doesn't work on the MacBook, so I have to pull it up on my other computer here. Okay, so looking at the daily charts here on my indicator, XRP is bullish. However, there's a problem and it needs to reload. And reloading means getting under the 50 exponential moving average. So on the daily, it is still giving us bullish volume amounts, but there is a problem. It would have to reload. However, on the 4-hour charts, this is very bullish here, guys. Very, very bullish. When this thing takes off to the upside, we're watching. This is what we're watching right now. We are watching for the 4-hour to break above the 14 and the 50 exponential moving average. If the 4-hour can surge above the 50 and the 14 exponential moving average, we could have a nice shoot up to the upside. Because look what happened last time. Boom. XRP crossed the 50 and the 14. Booyah! Right to the upside. Right now, it's having a little struggle, obviously. But if that does make it there, that is bullish as can be on my charts. Let's look at the 1-hour right now. On the 1-hour, we are currently, so the 1-hour is starting to get very bearish here for us, guys. Now, we do have this 1-hour bullish indicator, okay? Volume-wise, it's getting very bearish, but right now, like we said, if that 4-hour surges, so price on the 1-hour has to surge itself, play out this move here, right? So if this move that was signaled back here on April 17th, goes ahead and surges all the way up to its take profit level, which will put it at 52 cents. That then gets us to the 4-hour, 52 cents all the way up here. Oh my gosh. Yes, we could be pumping. I'm watching that right there. That's what we're going to watch for. We're watching for the 1-hour to surge through. This is a supply and demand zone. It needs to break to the upside, 51.51. So it needs to go 51.51. It needs to go higher than that with a bodied candle close and then a continuation candle after that, and we're off to the races for XRP. So we return back to that 55 cent level. That's where we're